Did you know that your daily choices, from what you eat to how you travel, are affecting our planet right now? What if I told you there are 4 simple changes you can make today that will help save the environment and improve your English at the same time? Hello everyone. Welcome back to Lady Show English. I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're diving into an important topic that affects every single person on Earth, and you'll learn tons of useful vocabulary along the way. Let's get started. Our lesson today is called, 4 Simple Ways to Reduce Your Carbon Footprint. Let me explain the key terms first. Carbon footprint means the total amount of greenhouse gases that our daily activities produce. For example, when we drive a car or use electricity, we create carbon emissions. These emissions contribute to climate change. The word reduce means to make something smaller or less. So we're talking about making our environmental impact smaller. This is something everyone can do in their daily life. Climate change is a serious challenge that affects everyone on Earth. While governments and companies need to take big actions, each of us also plays a role. Our everyday choices create emissions that warm the planet. But here's the good news: there are simple things we can do to make a positive difference. Today I'll share 4 practical ways you can reduce your personal environmental impact. Way number 1, make your home more energy efficient. Let's start with changes you can make at home. Your home uses a lot of energy for heating, cooling, and electricity. By making smart changes, you can help the environment and save money at the same time. One important step is switching from gas heating to electric heat pumps. Heat pumps are much more efficient and better for the environment. Many countries now offer government grants to help people install these systems. But you don't need to spend a lot of money to make a difference. Simple daily habits can help too. For example, turn off lights when you leave a room. Unplug devices when you're not using them. These small actions save energy and reduce your electricity bill. Another effective change is improving your home's insulation. Insulation keeps warm air inside during winter and cool air inside during summer. This means you need less energy to keep your home comfortable. Good insulation in your walls, ceiling, and windows makes a big difference. One of the cheapest ways to improve insulation is called draft proofing. This means blocking gaps around windows and doors where cold air comes in. You can buy simple materials to seal these gaps, and it really helps reduce energy waste. Let me teach you some useful vocabulary from this section. Energy efficient means using less energy to do the same job. Insulation is material that stops heat from escaping. Draft means cold air that comes through small gaps. These are important words when talking about home improvements. Way number 2, change your eating habits. Now let's talk about food. The global food system is responsible for about 1/4 to 1/3 of all greenhouse gas emissions. That's a huge amount. This includes meat production, dairy farming, and growing crops. However, different foods have very different environmental impacts. Red meat, especially beef and lamb, creates the most emissions. Producing 1 kilogram of beef generates far more greenhouse gases than producing 1 kilogram of chicken or vegetables. You don't have to become vegetarian, but reducing the amount of red meat you eat can significantly lower your carbon footprint. Try having meat-free days each week. Choose chicken or fish instead of beef sometimes. These simple changes add up over time. Food waste is another big problem. Around 25 to 30% of all food produced in the world gets wasted. This wasted food is responsible for about 8 to 10% of global emissions. Think about that. We're harming the planet by throwing away food that required energy to produce, transport, and store. How can you reduce food waste at home? Make smaller portions when you cook. Save leftovers for lunch the next day. Plan your meals before shopping so you only buy what you need. Check expiration dates and use older items first. These habits save money and help the environment. Important phrases to remember: cut down on means to reduce the amount of something. For example, I'm cutting down on red meat. Food waste refers to food that gets thrown away. Add up means that small amounts become significant when combined. Small changes add up to make a big difference. Way number 3, rethink your transportation choices. Transportation creates about 1/4 of all energy-related emissions worldwide. The way we travel has a major impact on the environment. Living without a car would be the most effective way to reduce transport emissions. However, I understand this isn't realistic for many people. If you live in an area without good public transport, or if you have mobility issues, you need a car for daily life. Even if you can't give up your car completely, you can still make better choices. For short trips to local shops, try walking or cycling instead of driving. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also good exercise. You could also share car journeys with friends or neighbors. Carpooling reduces the number of vehicles on the road. If you're planning to buy a new car, consider an electric vehicle. Electric cars don't produce carbon dioxide while driving. Yes, there are emissions from manufacturing the car and generating electricity, but over the car's lifetime, electric vehicles cut emissions by about 2/3 compared to petrol cars. As electricity generation becomes cleaner with more wind and solar power, electric cars become even better for the environment. Now let's talk about flying. Unfortunately, air travel is one of the most carbon-intensive things individuals can do. A single long-distance flight can create more emissions than many people produce in an entire year of other activities. Domestic flights, especially short ones, have the highest emissions per person per kilometer. If you need to travel within your country, consider taking a train instead of flying. Trains produce much lower emissions. For international travel, try to fly less frequently. When you do fly, choose direct flights when possible, because takeoff and landing use the most fuel. Key vocabulary: carbon intensive means producing a lot of carbon emissions. Give up means to stop doing something. Carpool means sharing a car journey with others. These expressions are very useful when discussing transportation and the environment. Way number 4, be a conscious consumer. Finally, let's discuss shopping habits. Everything we buy has a carbon footprint from production, transportation, and disposal. Take clothing as an example. A single pair of jeans can produce over 30 kilograms of carbon dioxide throughout its life. This includes growing cotton, manufacturing the fabric, shipping the product, and washing it many times. Fast fashion, where people buy cheap clothes and throw them away quickly, creates enormous waste. How can you reduce your clothing footprint? First, repair items instead of replacing them. Learn to sew buttons or fix small tears. Second, when you're finished with clothes, donate them to charity shops instead of throwing them away. Third, choose higher quality items that will last longer, even if they cost more initially. Good quality clothes can be worn for years. There are also new ways to consume fashion more sustainably. Some companies now offer clothing rental services. You can rent special occasion outfits instead of buying something you'll only wear once. Buying second-hand clothes is another excellent option. Vintage and charity shops have unique items at lower prices, and you're giving clothes a second life. These principles apply to other purchases too. When you need to replace household appliances like washing machines or refrigerators, choose the most energy-efficient models available. They might cost slightly more upfront, but they save money on electricity bills and help the environment. Before buying anything, ask yourself, do I really need this? Can I borrow it or buy it secondhand? Will it last a long time? These questions help you become a more conscious consumer. Useful expressions. Throughout its life means during the entire time something exists. Fast fashion refers to cheap, trendy clothes designed to be thrown away quickly. Secondhand means previously owned by someone else. Conscious consumer describes someone who thinks carefully about their purchases and their impact. I want to highlight an important grammar pattern we've used throughout this lesson. When giving advice or suggestions, we often use modal verbs like can, could, and should. Can suggests possibility and is quite direct. You can reduce waste by recycling. You can walk instead of driving. Could is softer and gives options. You could try buying second-hand clothes. You could share car journeys with neighbors. Should is stronger and implies something is the right thing to do. We should turn off lights when leaving a room. You should consider your carbon footprint. Practice using these modal verbs when you give advice in English. They make your suggestions sound more natural and polite. Before we finish, let me give you some bonus vocabulary related to environmental topics. These words are very common in news articles and everyday conversations about climate. Sustainable means able to continue without harming the environment. Example: we need sustainable farming practices. Renewable energy refers to power from sources that don't run out, like solar and wind. Example: many countries are investing in renewable energy. Fossil fuels are coal, oil, and natural gas. Example: burning fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide. Eco-friendly describes products or actions that don't harm the environment. Example: I try to buy eco-friendly cleaning products. Recycle means to process used materials so they can be used again. Example: remember to recycle plastic bottles. Pollution is harmful substances in the environment. Example: air pollution is a serious problem in big cities. These words will help you understand and discuss environmental news in English. Today we've learned about 4 practical ways to reduce your carbon footprint: making your home energy efficient, changing your eating habits, rethinking transportation choices, and being a conscious consumer. Each of these areas offers opportunities to make a positive impact. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 changes that feel manageable for your lifestyle. Small actions, when many people do them, create significant positive change for our planet. We've also learned lots of useful vocabulary and expressions: carbon footprint, reduce, energy efficient, cut down on, give up, carbon intensive, sustainable, and many more. Try to use these words in your own sentences to help remember them. That's all for today's lesson. We've explored an important environmental topic while building your English skills. I hope you found this useful and feel inspired to take action. Here at Ladies Show English, I'm committed to bringing you real-world topics through news articles about health, food, travel, business, technology, and the environment. My goal is to help you learn practical English that connects to your daily life and the world around you. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. I release new lessons regularly to help you improve your English. I'd love to hear from you. What steps are you taking to reduce your carbon footprint? Do you have any tips to share? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today. Keep practicing your English, keep caring for our planet, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and bye for now.